What's up everyone, WizardKen here with another Xbox 360 Wizard Tanks video! Today we're going to be looking at two premium light tanks that you could buy right now during the light special event that's going on. There's more light tanks that you could buy, and we'll look at those in a second. But the two that we're going to be covering are two of my favorites that I like a lot. Now, the T2 Light, which is an American Tier 2, this thing is a fast mother trucker, and we'll talk about that in a second. Let's look at our other contestant, which is a Russian Tier 2 light tank, and it is called the Tetrarch. Okay, we're going to call it the Titty Tank because you guys know I cannot fucking pronounce half of these foreign names. One of these days, maybe I'll be able to do that, but you guys saw how long it took me to get Siegfried Line name down, so this is probably going to take me forever. Of course, that map is still known as Butthole Line. So, anyway, so let's talk about the T2 light tank. We're going to talk about that first, and then we're going to go through the Tetrarch, and then we're going to look at the store and some of the other light tanks that are out there. Just bear in mind, I did have a great video for the T2 light tank the other day, but unfortunately, the server went down for maintenance. I guess there's a problem with the gold system for some reason, not giving people their gold or something like that. Something was going on, so Wargaming had to shut down. So that one was pre-recorded, and I'm gonna have to commentary over that one, but that'll be the last part of this video that you guys will see. The Tetrarch will start out first live and playing that one through. So if you didn't understand any of that, just watch the video and you'll get what I'm saying, because it sounded right in my head and it probably came out fucking wrong. So the T2 Light, the reason why I like this tank, as you can see, this thing could be tiered from tier 2 to tier 4, which is kind of sucky. Most premium tanks, if you've bought one, the Yogg Tiger 8.8, anything like that, you only see usually just the one tier above. Unfortunately, this one does see up to tier 4. It only has a tier 2 barrel on it, which does, let's look at that real quick, which only does about 90, or sorry, does 30 penetration and 12 damage. Not a lot. Not a lot of damage. It does shoot 98 rounds a minute, which is pretty fast. But not a lot of damage nor penetration, especially if you're going to see up to tier 4. But the thing that makes this tank really fun, and I like this tank a lot, is its speed. It is the fastest premium tank that you could buy, going 72 kilometers an hour. That is fucking fast, guys. That is really fast, especially for tier 2 or tier 4. Because some of those tanks can kind of keep up with you, but you're still going to outpull them. And you'll see that in the video near the end. So that's why I like this tank. So a lot of you guys are like, but it doesn't do a lot of penetration and stuff. Am I going to have to use gold rounds the entire time? Or am I going to use premium rounds the entire time? No. With this tank, you can actually fly past the enemy, shoot them up really quickly in the butt and this and that, and you'll see that in the video. Now, let's talk about the Titty Tank. The Titty Tank, what makes this so special? A lot of you guys have been telling me, oh, get this tank, and I'll tell you why they've been begging me to get this tank. Now, for one thing, this thing is a tier 2 and it sees up to tier 3, which is better than the T2 Light. That's awesome. Now, the other awesome thing that you get with this tank is right here. It is a tier 4 2-pounder gun that you get. It shoots 21 rounds a minute. It does 64 penetration and 45 damage. Okay, let's repeat that. You get a tier 4 gun on a tier 2 tank that can only see up to tier 3. That is badass, guys. You're going to be able to pen a lot of people with this tank. Now, you're still going to bounce here and there on certain tank destroyers and stuff like that. I've done it. But majority of the time, you're going to shoot pretty well with this tank in the sense of penetration and damage. Now, your accuracy is going to be a little bit off. This is a one-shot wonder. It does shoot once and then has to reload. It's not an autoloader. And the accuracy is a little bit more than I would like it to be, 0.37 to 0.40. I would like it to be like 0.35, 0.37. That would have made it a little bit better. Aiming time kind of sucks a little bit, but not terrible for this tank. Now, remember, these are small tanks, so you don't want to really push out there. And the other thing you got to worry about, too, is that you are playing in lower tiers, so you're going to have newbie players mixed with other players that are trying to get, you know, another tank line done with. So it's going to be a mixed batch of nuts. Sometimes I've seen with these tanks 1 or 2 experienced players on a map, and then I usually get fucked over with like a whole bunch of newbie guys. It's still fun because I still rack up a lot of points because a lot of these guys don't know what the hell they're doing. They're just rushing around, and I'm just like, okay, come at me, bro. I'm angling, I'm doing everything you're supposed to do. Like, if you look at this tank, of course the lower plate is straight up and down, but you still have some angle on the upper plate. Just don't expect it to be amazing at bouncing. Now the T2 Light, though, look at that thing. That thing's got some angled armor. It can actually bounce some shots. I've done it tons of times with this tank. It's a pretty badass tank, and you'll see that at the end. So now that we've looked at these tanks really quickly, we're not going to go in depth with them, but just point out the awesomeness that you can get with these tanks. Let's look at the store real quick and look at some of the other light tanks that you can get. Of course, this is the T2 that we just bought. This is all the things you get with it. 1,200 AP shells already, 100% crew, 2,400 APCR shells, 1 garage slot, and 7 days of premium for 1,600. I have to say that's not a bad purchase for 1,600. Not at all. That's $7 to pay for this tank, and that's why I'm even bringing this up, because this is a cheap deal, to be honest with you. Now, this is the tier 3 M22 Locust. This is not a bad tank, but I prefer the other ones, to be honest with you. This one's pretty quick too, with a speed limit of 64 kilometers. Not bad. Not too swift scout. Now, this is a Soviet tier 4 Valentine's 2 light tank. You get some neat things with this. You get shells, of course, a garage slot, 3 days of premium. This is it's got a decent amount of armor and stuff like that. It's got a lot of hit points though. It's got a decent amount of hit points. I wish I could look at it to really show you the hit points, but that's what makes this tank kind of special. Of course, this is the rare scout that you guys hardly ever see. This is the one we have, the Titty Tank. You get some decent stuff with it. It is 1,250. Like I said, all of this stuff you could pay for $7. And then the new tanker. This is good for you guys that haven't played the game or just getting into it, and you're like, I really don't want to spend that much money into things. Actually, all these tanks are good to use. The T2 I wouldn't recommend for newbies, because you're going to be just like, you're not going to be able to handle the speed and the shooting and everything at the same time. I really suggest the Titty Tank for any newbie or anything like that to get used to how to play and stuff like that. The T15 is not bad either. You could pay $7 for gold, which we'll look at that right now. See how much you guys are going to be spending for this. You're going to be spending about 1,250. Or you're not going to spend. You're going to get 1,250 for $7, which isn't bad. And then you'll have a little bit left over if you start with the starter kit to help convert some experience points and stuff like that. So not a bad deal. So let's stop talking about all this fucking different tanks we don't have, and let's take these tanks out. Alrighty guys, we're in Himmelsdorf Standard Battle, and as you can see, we're all in tier 2s, which is badass because we have a tier 4 barrel that's going to kick some ass. Now, Himmelsdorf is not preferably the one I would like to use with this tank. I'd actually like to have the T2 on this, because I'm going to be zipping in and out with that tank. But Himmelsdorf is not that bad either. Now, I'm going to go where I usually go with my regular tanks, my tier 9s and 10s and stuff like that. But I'm going to try going different ways on this map, because there are noobs that are playing on this. I hate to use that word. Oh my god, Aaron got stuck. But we do have some noobs on here, and I'm hoping that we can go this way and take this, use this to our advantage. I don't think anybody's really going to go out this way, to be honest with you. Yeah, let's get booking. Oops. Actually, there is somebody right there. Watch this. Oh, gosh, dog it. You guys had to just get in my way. Look at all that damage. Goodbye. Goodbye. Alright. Is there any other titty tanks that we have on here? Nope, nobody else has the titty tank on here. Cool. Oh, and Artie is right down here. Ah, we missed. Fuck. But that's alright. That's where the aiming time kind of kills you a little bit. Eat shit. I know you were going to hit me, but eat shit. There's an Artie. Come on, come on, come on. Zoom in. There's one. There's two. See, we're going to rack up the points on this, boys. We are going to rack up the points on this. Oh, shit. I got to get... No, somebody else might get back to the base. Anybody going back to the base? Possibly. Alright, let's slow it down a little bit. Get around the corner. See who we can see. There's a Crusader. Shoot him right in the back of the turret, since he's going to give it to me. There we go. Got another one. Alright, now they're really pushing on our flag. I'm going to have to get back there and do something about this. If our other guys are not going to do anything. Alright, never mind. They're handling it. I'm just afraid with noobs whether they're going to handle themselves or not. You know, I'm really afraid of whether they're going to be able to, you know, learn to protect the flags or not. Ooh, this guy doesn't seem too much of a noob. You know what? Fuck it. We're rushing in. Fuck it. I don't even care if I get hurt. Going in. I'm going in. Fuck it. Ah! Oh, I love it. Alright guys, 11,000 in silver, which isn't bad for a little tank. 3,284 in experience. You can't beat that for using a small tier 2 tank. You really can't. Okay? We did over 300 damage, which not bad at all. T18 of course is gonna, you know, do some decent damage. 12 shots fired, 9 actually hit, 5 kills. Fuck, did awesome. So, but seriously, look at that. You can't beat that. You really cannot beat that at all. I think that's amazing. We did a lot of good hits in there. Took out a lot of guys. Pretty much everybody we shot at, we killed. So, fucking great. What's up everyone, WizardKen here, and this is the T2 video that I was talking about. Now, as you can see, I'm going up the hill on this one, because I kind of see everybody else just going towards the middle, which is a common thing you see with these lower tiers. A lot of people don't know how to play the game very well at this point. Like I said earlier, sometimes you'll get some experienced players with you, but majority of the time you're going to be playing with a whole bunch of new players of World of Tanks 360. So most of the time I wouldn't go up this way because I'm such a small tank, but because I am fast, I wanted to try to spot and see what I could see and then come back around. And I'm really kind of getting scared now because nobody else is following me up the hill. So I was kind of scared about this a little bit. Especially right now when you just see me spot all those guys. I'm detected. I'm going to get hit. There we go. We got hit there. Yeah, that was like a terrible thing. But I wasn't worried too much because I am really fast. We're going to watch how fast I get going down this hill. Eventually I hit a top speed of 80 kilometers an hour. I don't get it to go any faster than that. Eventually I do put on the brakes and turn around to try to shoot at these guys because they're trying to chase me down. They're like, oh crap, he's the only one up here. Fuck it, let's do it. Take a little pop shot right there. You can see that. Now I do try to take some shots here. I recommend you guys not doing that, especially you new guys. 250 meters is probably as far as you want to shoot with an autoloader. Usually it's not very accurate to begin with, but also that distance, eventually your rounds disappear, so it doesn't do the greatest. Take a couple shots here, then gotta reload. For some reason I felt like I was getting detected, and I did right there, and so I backed away and decided to go towards the church. Now I could run out into the field and start running around these guys and coming up behind them, but I decided, look, these guys are coming down the hill. They're gonna be stupid. Why not let them? I'll let them come up. I should have shot a little sooner. I was shooting in the dark, hoping to get somebody. Now, most of you guys would be like, hey, why aren't you reloading right now? You should have been reloading. It's not as bad as the Waffle where you got a 1-minute reload. This is like a normal, you know, with a normal gun, taking about 6 seconds to reload. So I wasn't too worried. Taking some heavy hits here from this guy, but nothing serious. My buddy comes in to help me, and I'm going to finish him off on this one shot. These guys are going to shoot this other guy up pretty good. Try to get in here and get some shots on him. Didn't do anything to him. Those tanks are kind of tough. Those things are kind of actually a tough-ass tank to be going against, to be honest with you. But as you can see, my buddies take them out, and I'm like, fuck yeah, we've got this. But then I realize how much life I have. I only have 23 hit points left, which, you know, only about 2 shots in the tier 2 game. I mean, that's all they're going to need to get me. But I decided, screw it, I'm going to go back up top again, because I don't think anybody's going to be on the other side. Fuck it, no one should be there. No one should be there at all. But yeah, I'm going to be mistaken in a few minutes. I thought my other guys would be up here to help me out, but they're a little bit slower than I am. I think my speed, and I'm like, oh look, M2 light, I can kill him quick. Yeah, total fail here. I hit none of his weak spots. I tried to get a little closer, completely missed, and I failed. As you can see there, just got my ass handed to me by PZ35T. Alrighty guys, so that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the like button if you did. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for joining us. If old subscribers, thank you guys so much for sticking with me. We're growing quickly on EMKnights. Please, if you want to, be a part of this ride with us, man. We have a lot of fun. We do subscriber parties here and there. When I can, I try to give things away and stuff like that. You know, check out Rush Dodge and Cosmic Carry's videos. Those guys are also great 360 players that put up content all the time. Like I said, guys, I usually don't show off premium tanks too much, but this is a great special that's going on for light tanks. It's only $7 to buy these things, and as you can see, this is an experienced builder. I just made 3,000 off of that last one. The other day I made 2,922 off of the T2 light. So altogether, if I probably play that one, maybe 4,000, 5,000 we'll have on the T2, and then if you add up the titties right now, it'd be about 10,000 experience points we just made in 2 days of playing these tanks once, just getting the ×2. So fucking great tanks to have in your garage slot. Also remember, premium tanks help your crews gain experience quicker. So if you want to take this crew and put it in one of your other Soviet tanks, that helps out a lot. Premium tanks are very beneficial in a lot of ways. So anyways, guys, I'm WizardKen. Until next time, see ya.